Most developers think unit testing are about correctness. They are not. They're about speed. Every time you open a test file and need a few extra minutes to understand what's it actually providing, you're losing time. When test names are vague or overly technical, you hesitate, reread, second guess, or even run the app just to understand the behavior. Those small pauses add up fast. Do that a few times a day and you're quietly burned an hour of development time without realizing it. In this video, I will show you how proper unit test naming turns your test suite into living documentation. Tests that read like user stories. Tests that tell you exactly what should happen before you even look at the implementation. If you're interested in unit testing and in iOS in general, go ahead and check out the first link in the description. It's rebeloper.com/mentoring, where you can meet me on a one-on-one Zoom call. Now, just think about it. Nearly or approximately 1 hour per day saved. That is 5 hours per week, and it's around 260 hours per year saved if you name your unit tests appropriately. Now, today we are going to dive in. If you are interested in unit testing and testing in general in an iOS environment, go ahead and check out the second link in the description where you have the playlist. I'm just going to add even more tutorials to that playlist. So today we are going to talk about naming your tests. What I have done is just started a brand new Xcode project with unit tests in mind. I'm using Swift testing, not XC testing, the previous way of testing unit testing in iOS. I'm using Swift testing, and that's why testing is important. Now I have created this file. It is named unit tests names tests as the default one, but I did create a new one. I deleted that and did create a new one, so I can show you that you actually, when you are creating these new files, you actually need to add a testable, and you need to import the actual bundle name, so unit tests names. This is why that bundle is added. That's basically your project into this other target, the tests. Okay, stop spinning your wheels with scattered tutorials and unanswered questions. Whether you're stuck on Swift UI, app architecture, or real-world coding challenges, this is where you get personalized answers, clear direction, and the confidence to ship your next app. Book your mentoring call now and level up your iOS skills with expert support. No fluff, no frustration, just real progress. The link is in the description. So let me just have a little bit more space over here so we can type this out. So basically what we have right over here is just a starter test. And today I'm just going to talk about how you should name the test. Now the test is all about given, when, then. If you don't know what that means, go ahead and take a look at the previous video. But in a nutshell, you need to make sure that you have something that is given. So you initialize a model or something like that. And then when something happens, then you are expecting something to have an endpoint, like expect is going to work equals true or something like that. So your naming convention should follow that accordingly. So you should just you could just give a name like anything like testing the profile, but that's really universal. It does not tell what you actually are testing over here. So let me just remove all of this and let's say, and this is how you should do. You should write your test first and then the actual code. Let's say you have a developer model, and that developer can go to work and it has variable of is at work, something like that. Again, I'm just going through the previous episode, and we are having two functions. The developer leaves to work and comes back home from work. And you want to test if after the developer went to work, should it be marked as at home, like that variable. So you should write something like the developer, what happened after leaving work, and then should be home, basically. So it goes something like this. And all of these unit test names, function names will be really, really long. And that's the point. It should say what it does. So developer, so the given, underscore, I know we're just going underscore over here, not camel case. A lot of folks will be offended by this, but they are going to be it's going to be a long name, and that's what I found to be really useful. So developer, what happened? So when, and that is after leaving work, and it should be after leaving home, by the way, should be at home. So after leaving work, it should be at home. So should be at home. And basically that's it. So you can just, after that, have a given, and then when, and finally then. So yeah, basically that's the structure of a unit test. And this is really, really telling. So the developer, after leaving work, should be at home. And that's what we are testing. After the developer left work, they should be at home. Great. So I know, again, the underscores, it's not really that appetizing for an iOS developer. So let me just give you another way of telling this. So let's just create a test. So at test. And usually I just put it on a new line. Let's just have a func, and you will see why in just a second. With the new version of Xcode, you can add these two tildes. Let's have that function complete. And then you can just add anything that you want to add in here. So this could be a really descriptive sentence as the function name, by the way. So after, let's just have that over there. After developer leaves work, he should be at home. Something like this. Yeah. Basically, that's it. And now, as you can see, you can basically read what the test will do and the assumptions, the expectations, how the test would succeed. Okay, that's one way of doing this, but maybe if you don't really like these verbose explanations inside your function name, which I really do prefer, but not many developers, this is a new thing, not many developers might be accustomed to it. We can create another test, so test, and we are going to, let me just copy this out and change it a little bit. So there we go, we are going to have a function, just like that. And I'm going to say, not the developer, but student. And after leaving school, just not to have duplicate function names. Okay, student after leaving school should be at home. Okay, that's fine. But you can also add in here a description, just like we had right over here. So verify. And this doesn't have to be like the student, what happened, and then what should we expect? It should be more in an explanatory way. So verify student situation after leaving school. This is really, really nice. So that's what our test does. And I would encourage you to just use both the function name and the explanation right over here. This is really, really verbose. This is really nice. I really like this one. And also, now that we are in the test macro, you can also add a lot of other functionality, like just add a dot right over here and you will see quite a lot. But in terms of naming, you could just add a tag. So a tag, and it could be some sort of a tag. So let's just have an extension on the tag. For now, I'm just going to comment it out. So command / to comment that out. And I'm just going to add my tags right over here as an extension on the tag functionality tag on the testing framework. You should just put it into another separate file. But for now, this tutorial, this is just fine. So extension tag, and I'm just going to have a tag static var, and I'm going to have a developer and self. Let's duplicate that. Command D to duplicate, not command F. Command F, we are just searching for the file, inside the file, and let's have a student 2. So now we can just go ahead and remove these and have that available as a dot. And now you can see this is tagged to the student. And that will be really nice when you are just searching for tags right over here. You know, we did not run our test, but here you will be able to find all of those tests that are tagged with student or developer or whatever tag you come up with. So it's right over here if you just select this menu from here to here. Okay. And that's really, really nice to just have a structured way of finding your test cases. That's great. Now you can have an explanation on the test itself. But you're not going to, and hopefully you definitely not going to have all of your tests in one suite. So this is the default one that has been created, but you can also prepend the @suite keyword, so suite, and have that also with a description. So user stories, just like that. And you want to create different suites. Of course, you should also add them into different files and so forth. But yeah, that's how you can just name your suite names, and the tags and all of that stuff also goes for the suite too. So if you want a more in-depth tutorial on that, on the test macro and on the suite macro, go ahead and comment in the comment section below. But by the way, that's all you need to know in order to properly name your tests with unit testing. And this will save you a ton of time later down the line. If you like these types of tutorials or my teaching style, go ahead and also check out my mentoring sessions. It's at rebeloper.com/mentoring. It's the first link in the description, and I can meet you on a one-on-one Zoom call.